Hi, I'm Mr. Robson. I'm here to tell you about a Canadian human rights activist named Gord Downie. Gord Downie was the lead singer and lyricist for one of Canada's most popular and successful rock bands, the Tragically Hip. Together, the Hip recorded 13 studio albums, released a live album, were the subject of concert films and a highly acclaimed documentary series, and performed steadily across the country and around the world for 33 years. For many, they were considered Canada's band, regularly writing and singing about our country and its people in a way that most other bands didn't. They also got a reputation for being hugely popular in Canada but somewhat unknown elsewhere, which made them feel a bit more like a Canadian secret or something. As the primary lyricist and singer, Gord Downie regularly told stories about Canadian people and places. He took great pride in representing our country and was not shy about telling audiences about his pride for our country. Downie was an advocate for a lot of causes over his life. He worked on behalf of water rights in Ontario as part of the Lake Ontario Waterkeeper organization. The band performed a huge, free, fundraiser show in Winnipeg for War Child Canada, an organization that helps people affected by conflicts around the world. His biggest human rights activism came in the last couple of years of his life. Downie had visited First Nations communities and had seen how Indigenous people had suffered as a result of colonial policies and actions, especially the legacy of Canada's terrible residential schools. At his final show with the Tragically Hip, performed in his hometown of Kingston, Downie called out the Prime Minister, who was in the audience, and pleaded with him to look out for Indigenous peoples. He said, "And we've got to be a country that's going to take us 100 years to figure out what the hell went on up there. But it isn't cool and everybody knows that. It's really, really bad. We're gonna figure it out." His foundation works to educate the rest of Canada and works toward reconciliation and promoting the rights of Indigenous peoples in Canada. Their mission statement is Gord Downie and Chani Wenjack Fund aims to build cultural understanding and create a path toward reconciliation between Indigenous and non-Indigenous peoples. They further state that, our goal is to improve the lives of Indigenous people by building awareness, education, and connections between all peoples in Canada. The Universal Declaration of Human Rights starts with two statements that all people should be equal and have the same rights. Downie's foundation works to ensure that all communities in Canada have the same rights and opportunities. Number 21 on the Declaration says that governments should work to ensure the rights of all people and all people should have their voices heard by governments. Downie's belief was that our government has failed our Indigenous peoples for a long time. Numbers 22 and 25 say that society should ensure that everyone has the same advantages and that nobody's health and safety should be less important than anyone else's. The Downie/Wenjack Fund aims to help ensure that all Canadian people are given the same opportunities and supports. Gord Downie died in 2017 of brain cancer. There is a brain cancer research foundation in his name, which aims to protect the rights of people suffering with brain cancer and their families and loved ones. Gord Downie may be gone, but his work supporting a wide variety of people continues. His music and message will live on and will continue to help and inspire Canadians for generations. Gord Downie is a true hero.